live. Here we go. We're just chilling here in Tainan, and we're gonna be playing a little 7 Days to Die today. Alright? So while we play, I guess we can chat a little bit about anything. But I gotta see if I'm live. Am I live? Y'all see me? Are we good? Are we good? Alright? What's up? What's up? Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Hazard 5. I will survive.
Alright.
It's
Oh, actually,
time, Miner. Find the damn thing, destroy it.
I should put on my headphones. That's what I should do. My bad. Alright, here we go. Let's go. Let's see. Playing a little 7 day, not 7 days, Deep Rock Galactic. I don't know if you're familiar with this game, but it's a pretty fun game. I like it. It's pretty chill. Pretty chill. Alright, so. Will AI replace me? I think AI has already replaced me a lot. Like, it's already replaced a lot of my process. You know, if you see, like, my ChatGPT videos, you know, the AI has really done a great job in terms of, like, the avatar and the images it creates. It doesn't mean I'm not putting in any of the work. It just means that I am creating a new kind of media. You know, so, you know, still putting in the work and stuff. It's just, it has replaced, and it will continue to replace, the things that I do. And then I just have to find new ways of being creative and ways to stay ahead when the announcements are made. You know, the announcements could be, you know, like, if I'm ever replaced, I have to find a way to adapt. So I think it's a matter of, like, well, am I adapting to the situation? I think no matter what, AI is just gonna take over, man. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. And there's no use, like, thinking about it. It's just, hey, like, I have to make observations. And there's nowhere fighting it. You know, which is, like, kind of what is funny to me. Is a lot of people are still trying to fight AI. You know? And they're still trying to say, like, oh yeah, man, we're just gonna hold up picket fences. And then we're just gonna rebel against it, and then hopefully they'll stop advancing. Like, who are you kidding? Every country wants to be the dominant country, and in this day and age, the dominant country is the one with the dominant AI. And so if you're not doing it, then your government is going to get taken over by another government, and that's not something that you should be proud of. It's something that you should be afraid of. Because what are you gonna do, right? If that country takes over your country because you don't have good AI, then what are you gonna do about it, man? Are you gonna fight that country too? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's your country against theirs. And if you're not gonna do it, someone else is gonna do it. And that someone else is another government. Because they're the biggest, you know, entities. They're the culmination of power of a group of people in a landmass. So it's like, okay, well, are you gonna fight for yourself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what confuses me, you know? Like, every time there's some new and incredible advancement in the AI, there are always people in the background just fighting it. And then they spend all their time fighting it, while the people who are really making it ahead are taking advantage of it and utilizing it and seeing that, hey, looking not with a pessimistic view, but with an optimistic one. And they're just taking over, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are the ones who are doing really good right now. So, honestly, like, are you adapting, you know? Like, how fast are you adapting? That is really the question. And it doesn't matter whether or not you are adapting, because eventually someone else who is adapting will just completely destroy you. And there's nothing you can do, man. Absolutely nothing you can do. So, you know, there we go. Here we are.
The clock's ticking, Miner. Get it wrapped up.
And so, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on AI. Is you know, we are not like, I don't think we really have a choice. And so we just have to do our best. And I think everybody needs to have their, like, no matter what profession you're in, like, you just have to have your hand on the pulse. That's all I'm saying. And let me think. See if I can get a better one. That's a good one. And so, you know, no matter what profession you're in, you need to be on X, you need to be on TikTok, on YouTube, on Threads. Like, you just have to be on social media because you have to know what these founders of these companies are up to and, you know, what they're building, so you can adapt. Because God forbid you don't adapt and then someone takes your job because they do have the news. And so it's good to have, like, a free flow of information, you know? Like, it's just good to there we go. It's just good to, like, be ahead of it, you know? That's all I'm saying. And I think what I should do here, everything's supposed to be cheaper here. Now let's see what we could do. Get increase the damage. Open range. Anything good here? Ooh, this is good. Oh, this is better. Always choose good luck, baby. So yeah, that's kind of what's on my thought, you know? So, will AI replace me? I was saying that AI has replaced a lot of what I do in terms of, like, topic, you know? Like, using it as a topic of discussion. And also in creating the assets, because the very topic is, you know, kind of like a man versus AI type content, which is kind of like what's popping off right now, is people using, like, their personalities, people using AI as a backdrop to show their personality. And I think, you know, people, like, right now the hottest thing is voice, you know, because voice, I've been saying that's like the next frontier, because it requires logic, it requires, like, spatial reasoning. It's basically like using the camera and the microphone to talk to the AI. And And that's not advanced yet enough, I think. Like, you know, people are still finding a lot of flaws in like me opening up a voice chat with an AI. And that is like where all the problems are right now. Like, because when it comes to images, for the most part, like we already have it all figured out. Like that is already in the bag, you know? Like 99% of the pictures that we want to make, we can make it now. And we don't have to worry about like, oh, it cannot be accurate. Like most of the, I would say pictures are already 99.9% like successful. As well as like video is gonna get there by the end of the year in terms of like being, again, 99.9% successful. And so, you know, I'm working on something in terms of video on my end, and I think it's possibly the funnest time I've ever had making content is now because of AI. And I don't regret it, man. I think that if you're getting started on social media, you have to do AI or some form of it, or some facet of tool utilization, whether or not it's captioning. Like I caption all my videos with AI, or silence detection in my video editor. If I shot a video in real life and then I want to get rid of all the silences, I use AI to get rid of all the silences. Also the algorithm on social media, right? It's AI, or it is AI powered. And so even like what the app decides to choose to show me is driven by, again, AI. And so you want to get away from it, it's not as simple as possible. I mean, or it's not as simple as you think. And so I think what most people are against when they say they're against AI is like the let's see. Dude, where are the acid stuff, bro? Where is the acid stuff? Oh my gosh, I used up all my credits. Alright, I have to restart the game. I have to restart. This is unacceptable.
My explosives should have brought me earplugs. I'm taking the day off. Do over.
Alright, so let's do it again. My bad. Okay, and so
Eliminate the dreadnought. Return time for sandwiches and beers.
so I realized it's pointless to fight against AI, and that I have kind of come to the fact that it's something that I need, and it's not something that's going to go away, and that every update of everything is going to involve AI, and that AI video will be completely past the uncanny valley by the end of the year. And people are calling AI videos and AI movies, they stop adding AI to the title because it looks so real, and they're just calling it filmmaking now. And so am I a filmmaker? No, I'm not a filmmaker. I was not trained as one. Although I did take some video classes in college. You know, I remember doing that. But you know, and it's something that I have always wanted to do, but I never felt like I was good enough to be able to do, because I never really made like a film per se, or I never was in a position to. I was in a position to actually make good films, but I didn't take advantage of the opportunity, and that's the biggest regret that I had, right? Because you know, in college, I was still finding myself. And I really hate it when people say that, like, oh yeah, I'm finding myself, like, but it's true. Like, I really was confused, and I was not misguided at all. I was just lost. And I was like a lot of college kids out there who didn't know who they were, who had an idea of who and what they were, but they couldn't really they couldn't really define who they were. Maybe it's because they haven't tried enough things, or maybe they did try enough things, but they, you know, they just, for one reason or another, had to try even more things than the average person, because for some people it takes them longer to find what they need to focus on in life. Like for me, it took me a long time, I would say. It took me a long time. That's all I'm gonna say, man. And I don't regret the amount of time it took me, because how could I regret it? You know, because there's so much beautiful things that happened in my life. Like, how can I regret what? Like, yeah, I can regret it if, like, you know, if I was living in some kind of way, and I knew that it was not the way I should have been living, but I kept living that way. Yeah, sure. Then I do believe that I should regret it. But I shouldn't dwell on it, you know? Like, I shouldn't just keep on thinking about it. Because what's the point, man? Like, if I can't do anything about it, then it's like, might as well just, you know? And so, you know, you have to be always on top of it, man. And right now, being on top means, like, hey, are you keeping up with what's going on in AI? And, if so, how? And every space you're in, always be updating yourself on social media as to what the newest AI is offering, you know? And I'm a firm believer in that. And I think that there is still room for human content. I still make human content, you know, content where not only is it not reliant on AI, but like, dude, there is absolutely zero AI in a lot of my videos, even, right? But I'm also very like pro AI, and in which I do make a lot of AI content, and I don't think I should be ashamed of that. And there's a lot of people out there, you know, in the comment section, either they're bots or people that really like to shame people into using AI, and it's like, bro, come on. You know, and they spend all of their time and energy, you know, trying to destroy your reputation, and hoping that through destroying your reputation, they can destroy enough reputations, so that they can destroy AI, and that's just not happening, because some countries just don't care, and eventually you're not going to be able to fight countries, can you? You know, can you fight countries? I highly doubt it. Let's get an ice one. Oh, don't tell me there's no ice ones. Oh gosh. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. All right, so I just quit the game. I don't want to quit the game, bro. I don't want to quit the game. You know? So here we are. We're talking about AI and whether or not we... One second.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, so how are we adapting to the new...
Hi ho, hi ho.
You know.
It's make way coming through.
Let's see here. There we go.
It's Dreadnought time, Miner. Find the damn thing, destroy
And so
it.
yeah, I still make non-AI content. I'm a still firm believer that you can go viral with AI content or not. And I don't think you should be ashamed of using AI to make content or for content. I don't think you should be ashamed to do anything with AI, and people can talk about the morality and the legality of it, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you and your loved ones, right? And so whatever that is, if it involves AI or not, which it does, you know, and it will eventually, if it hasn't, then you do what is best for you, and you don't care about what anyone says. And that's kind of how I think about that. Like, I'm a firm believer in that. We talked about how, you know, AI video is going to be completely past the uncanny valley by the end of this year, and it already is. People are already making even like the best AI stuff you see on YouTube, man. Like the best. Like you see like a lot of shows everywhere. And I don't even know who's making these things, man. Like I don't even know who's making these, like they're kind of like B movies, but some of them are like really high quality B movies, you know, like. And I just don't understand like how they can pump them out so fast. Like these are really hard to make. And you know, people talk about the consistency aspect, which is becoming easier, and now you could actually, you know, prompt through agents now. They have agents for these things. You just talk to it and tell them like, hey, you know, I want this kind of film, and it'll do this for you. So we also talked about the voice being the next kind of frontier in terms of how advanced AI is able to be. And so it is a good idea right now just to jump on the bandwagon to use AI as a prop to show, you know, to show the world kind of the kind of person you are. And just using AI as like a way to go viral. And it isn't like you're going viral just because of it and you don't have a reason to. But there is a method to the madness, okay? Like, I'm not just going live here for no reason. I'm not doing this out of charity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a reason for doing this. Like, there is a place, you know, no matter how small it may seem right now, of why I'm here, going live with you guys. And
overclock time, baby.
You know, eventually the world will see. And also the world will see like, hey, am I gonna survive? Well then. So it's like, hey, right now my number one job is to be alive long enough, and so that like I can see my visions be realized. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna play games anyway, so like why not just play games now, you know? And kinda like chat about the things that I'm currently thinking about while I game. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get an EXP gain here. We're gonna do a damage. Level up. Got that in the bag. And so that's kind of what's been on my mind. You know, am I okay? Happiness, is it a choice or not? I think happiness is a choice, but I also think it's not a choice. So what do I mean by that? There are two kinds of happinesses: a happiness you linger on by choice, and then a happiness in which, like, dude, what the heck? Like, why did this thing happen to me? It makes me really unhappy. And then you catch yourself. Oh, I can continue to be, you know, to think about not being happy, or I can turn my brain around and be happy. So I think it's both. I think it is a choice, and it is a result, and it is a choice. So after, like right now, I'm really happy. Like I'm having fun. I'm playing games. I am able to kind of talk about what's on my mind. That gives me some level of happiness, as well as like, hey, I know that I'm here for a reason. And so like, I feel like I'm not wasting my time, basically, you know? And that makes me happy in a sense. So maybe it's easy to make me happy. Maybe I'm easily entertained. But it also helps me air out my thoughts.
Nothing better than the breach cutter. This one shoots best. Say hello to my little friend.
And so you know, I'm gonna go on X later, and I'm gonna see like, oh, okay, this is what people are doing with AI. And you know, one of the things that I'm doing is just building IP, and I love what everyone's doing with their own IPs.
Red sugar.
And so it's coming to a point where like the people who are focusing on IP are focusing on it with like 100% of their you know, of their time and energy is going into like IP and stuff, which is pretty awesome because the tools are so much better that, you know, why not like put all your chips into your IP. I think it's a good time to do that.
This is gonna change everything.
And so I encourage you, man, if you're getting into social media and it's something that you want to pursue,
Get it done, Reiner.
definitely you know, in the personality space, you can teach people how to use AI by demonstrating how to do it. And then you can demonstrate it by actually making the thing.
Bugs are evolving.
And
Have it. Overclock says it's time to kill.
you could also create a piece of content with AI.
Done. Objective finished.
And then,
Drop pod has arrived.
you know, showing people how you did it.
It will leave without you.
We're seeing what people are searching for, you know. I don't know. But I definitely think happiness is a choice. I try to be as happy as I can. So I try to do things that make me happy. Dude, why am I not getting plasma? Where's the plasma? Oh, there we go.
Plasma charge.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that.
Then I paint my nails to match it. Need it.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get
Come
your
on.
ass moving, Miner.
Come and get me, you disgusting.
Oh my gosh, I am really going ham today.
Be a better dwarf.
Good lord.
Give me that. Tough choice.
Oh my gosh.
It's mine.
Crazy. Alright.
Taking you to stage 2.
So what makes people happy? I honestly don't know. I think that
That's work to be
there
done.
are different levels of happiness. Like, maybe what is happiness would be a good kind of topic to kind of segue into. Like, happiness is definitely something you can control to an extent. Like, there are things that are always not going to make you happy, but you can lie to yourself and make yourself like if there are but like look, if there's someone in your life that you don't like and you don't have a choice to move out of the house or get out of the situation you're in physically, I mean, I guess you can like I'm not sure what to do in that situation actually. So see, that's why I say like, yeah, I mean, there are different levels to this, you know? There are situations that you find yourself in that you can't get yourself out of. Maybe you're in a school that you don't want to be in, or like at a workplace you don't want to be in. I mean, you can lie to yourself, you know? Like, and there's a way to lie to your brain, but it's like, why do you do that? Like, what do you lie to yourself? It's self-preservation, man. It's survival. Otherwise, you're gonna go crazy. Maybe you're just not happy where you are, and then you know, like what do you do? Like, I guess you would have to plan and plan your escape, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna leave by then, and I'm gonna make the best of my situation now, and every moment I get, I'm just gonna mentally prepare to leave. And I don't think there's harm in that. You know, you just save enough money until you can get out of the situation you're in. And people say money can't buy happiness, but that's actually not true. Money buys a lot of happiness. It buys you out of poverty. You know, it bought me happiness because, like, I didn't want to work for someone else. That was my whole situation. Is like I didn't want to work for someone else. It's just my personality. Some people don't care, but I care a lot, and I really care about, like, dude, does what I'm doing belong to me? Like, yeah, I don't own this YouTube platform, you know, or TikTok or Twitch or whatever. I don't own these platforms, but I can use these platforms to build something that I can use to eventually leave. It's like my escape hatch. But if I'm working at a 9 to 5, then I am never going to reach my escape hatch because I am always going to be working under somebody's property and build their legacy and help them feed their kids, but not help me feed mine. And it's just not fair, but it's what it is. And it's not something I can complain about. I'll say, you know, they were like born into a family that was rich or not, right? It's not something that you, me, or the person who inherited the money can decide on. So it's actually not fair for me and for the person who's rich. It's not fair because they didn't decide. They you know, they didn't get, maybe they're ugly, they're short, they're sick, you know, they're suffering physically. And it's like, well, they didn't choose that. They were born that way. And, you know, you just have to live with certain conditions. But money can help you in certain cases, right? Like, it can help you buy yourself out of sickness. You know? It can buy yourself out of being short or ugly. And, I mean, think about it. Money can do certain things, but yeah, there are rich people who are so unhappy. You know, because they you know, maybe they inherited their money and they never knew what it was like to make that money. And so they go through life not kind of understanding the struggles of somebody who actually made the money from nothing, which is in itself a blessing. You know, it is a blessing to just not have money sometimes, because it kind of forces you into a physical and mental position to actually have to have to grow an internal character and personality trait that is needed to be happy, and maybe that happiness can possibly save your life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we've been here for like 33, wow, over 30 minutes now. But you know what? I'm just kind of vibing here, so I'm just gonna keep going. But yeah, happiness is definitely, you know, something you're born into and something you can control. Like, I think God blesses everyone differently. And, you know, yet again, do you believe in reincarnation? You know, do you believe that, like, you can be born again? Because then it's like that changes your, you know, that will change the situation entirely. Because then it's like, well, I'm just gonna be born in another body soon, so I don't even have to worry about whether or not I'm happy. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be born again anyways, man. So that's like another state of mind, right? But if you think that this life is the only life you're ever gonna get, then it's like, well, I kind of don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're right, maybe you're not, and no one knows. That's the thing, like, no one knows until you die. And I think the other day we were talking about, like, you know, some people believe that death, when you're about to die, you see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. I'm about to die, bro. Gotta get out of here. I almost died. Oh my gosh. Oh, I almost died. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright, so. So yeah, money can fix certain things. It can make you pretty. It can heal your sickness. It can do a lot. But just because it fixes it. It doesn't mean that it's like suffering is the default condition.
What else we got?
And I think no matter what, you're gonna suffer,
Nice.
whether or not you're happy now or not. It's kind of sad though
Lucky.
that we are never going to stop suffering. You know? And
Put a bit of extra kick in it.
I think we just have to kind of roll with the punches of life.
Get it done, my
You know, money can fix certain things. Like AI, you know? You can make money, like you can use money to use AI. And AI can make you money. AI definitely has made me, you know? So if you are content, then does it mean that you've given up? And is it always bad to give up? In this hustle culture, I think it's always looked down upon as to not like
Prepare to fight for your life.
it's always looked down upon to be in a state of stasis and to not improve.
Supply pod prepped. Clear out
And is improvement always necessary for everything? I think in certain things it is. You know? I'll admit. But do you always need to improve in order to survive? And I think you always do, but it's not always the same kind of improvement. And it's also not always in the same speed. So, oh my gosh, that hurt. And so I think it's good to be content so that you can actually be grateful and take care of yourself. Pamper yourself. Like, you really have to take care of yourself mentally and treat yourself like a baby in order, you know, to not hurt yourself. And so it's like a balancing act, man. Like, should you be content? And is it ever a bad thing to be content and not, and like be in a state of not moving? I think we're always moving, so it's like, I don't think, it's a very hard question to ask, man. Because often people equate like heaven with being content, you know? Like, oh, I'm very happy with where I am, so I'm just gonna stay where I am. And then it's like, well, someone else is not happy with where they are. And so if you imagine they want what you have, and they want to be where you are, and you're not doing anything because you're happy with where you are, then it's like, well, good luck, you know? It's like, well, did you ever be content in that sense? Well, and is it ever a bad thing to be content? I honestly think we should always be improving. That's just me. Always improve your health, you know? Oh my gosh, I'm about to die here. I'm about to die. XP when you take damage, +3 when you collect sugar. Oh, that was close. Oh my gosh, I almost died. But yeah, contentness. Let's see what's next on the table. Whether it's right to bring kids into this world, I think that no matter what time in history that we are living in, people are always gonna say like, I don't want to bring kids into this world because this world is so messed up. Even though, like, in general, like, this is the most peaceful we've ever been. Like, there's not a world war going on. You know, yeah, there are wars around the world, but there's not like a world war, you know, where like they're dropping bombs left and right and nobody in the world can take a break. Like, I can go live right now, man. I'm really blessed. And then in general. You know, the world is in a peaceful state.
It's getting worse down
But
there.
people think about like people don't think about
Why not?
balanced overlock. EPC projectiles now pull in the radius around them.
This is gonna change everything.
Yeah, so is it right to bring kids into this world? I think it is. I think it is right, and I'm gonna tell you why.
We don't see these every
Because
day.
children brings blessings with them, and the world hates children.
That was
I'm telling you, the world hates children, and it's very demonic. They hate children, and they don't want to bring children into the world. And this is going on everywhere, man. Like, oh, you know, children cost money. Okay. It's like hedonism, you know? It's like
My scanner is overloading, miner.
the demonic forces love,
harder, but looks
you know?
fancy.
The demonic forces
Gonna change
love hedonism. And they love saying like, take care of yourself and don't look after others, you know? Like, let's be anti-life. Very anti-life. Self-pleasuring. And that is like the main reason why, you know, people say they don't want to have kids. It's like, oh, they cost too much. Well, let's break down the books, guys, and let's see actually what is costing you money. Like, what is costing money in your life right now? It's not kids. It's your iPhone plan. It's your internet bill. Like, it's your trip to this country. Well, why did you stay at this hotel? Like, did you think about, like, are you thinking about what you're spending money on right now before you say you don't want kids? Like, it does not make any sense. You know, like, okay, well, what else is taking money? Like, why did you have to buy that car? You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you really trying to make way? You know, like, are your habits right now conducive to having children? Like, you know, even the way you're living is not very child friendly because you are spending money, all the money on yourself, money in which you could be using to take care of a kid. And so, yeah, I think that, you know, it's very selfish to kind of think about only yourself. And it's like, it has nothing to do with the kid because the kid isn't even born yet. And so you're asking like, well, whether or not it's right. Yeah, of course it's right. It's always right. And they always bring blessing. But people who don't have kids, they can't see that. They cannot see the blessing in which children... And I really hate it when people say like, oh yeah, I'm not going to have kids because it costs money. Well, dude, you cost money. Just say you don't like children. Well, you do like children. But you don't... But I feel sorry for them at the same time because they don't understand the happiness that having children brings. You know? Like, they don't understand that, like, having children is such a blessing, man. And it's the best thing in the world. And there's nothing I would rather do than have kids and be with my kids. And the reason why, like, yeah, maybe as a father, it's hard sometimes to, you know, take care of my kids because maybe they're very hyper and they're very active. And that's not, thinking back on it, that's not something to complain about. That's actually a blessing because it means they're healthy. And it's just like, well, I have so much work. And that's the problem. Like some people who don't have as much work right now at the moment, who do have a lot of time, I think that's a blessing to have time, and money does buy you time, and then you can just spend that with your kids, even if they're really hyper, you know, and they just kind of keep you on your toes. Like, you know, they just bring so much blessing that you wouldn't otherwise know unless you had them. And it's really the universe telling you that the universe is grateful that you had the kid. You know, the universe is grateful that you had your child that you brought into the world. And there's not a big celebration or party that's obvious, right? It's like no one's celebrating. It's just the universe is. And you need to think about it this way, all right? If you're single and you don't have kids and you say you don't want to have kids because it costs money, and then once you have money, you don't have kids, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I think people have become blind to kind of the life that they actually want. It's like short-term and long-term pleasure. It's like, and it isn't even about and it isn't even about short-term versus long-term pleasure. It's like you can't even see the long-term pleasure. You don't even know it's there. Like you don't even know the long-term pleasure is there because the short-term pleasure is just so satisfying and so pleasurable. And the short-term pleasures bring you so much pleasure that like the short-term pleasure, it brings you so much satisfaction that it blinds you. You can't even see a few steps ahead because the pleasure is so intense and it's so satisfying and it feels so good. And you have such a big hole that it never quite fills up entirely, and so you can just spend your whole life just filling yourself with pleasure that the cup, the bucket of pleasure never gets full. And then by the end of your life, you're like, oh shit, I actually don't want this. I actually wanted to have kids. But it's too late by then. And so, you know, should you bring kids into the world? You should always bring kids into the world. Now, money is also a factor. You have to make sure that you have enough money to raise your kid. And yeah, you don't want to, but it's like you're trading one thing for another. Like I have to trade one thing for another. Like I'm extremely busy. I have 2 kids. You know, kids cost money, families cost money. Even my own business costs money. My AI costs money. So I'm paying these companies and hoping to get lucky and to build something. And I'm building it every day, and it's like it's a constant grind, man. It's never ending. And everyone is tunnel visioned into their own, and it's just made everyone a lot more busy. It isn't that AI made your life better. It just made your life more busy. But better comes from the money you make with AI. And so, yeah, I'm a firm believer that, you know, the AI, the expenses, whatever, to fund the business that you're doing, it costs money. I cost money outside of my business. I'm a human. I I need to eat. I need energy. Well, what exactly do I need, right? Sleeping is free. Okay. Actually, no, sleeping is not free. Sleeping requires air conditioning, and air conditioning costs money. And what else costs money? I mean, as a man, as a human, what do we actually need? Sleep, the air conditioning at night, the fan at night, the toilet that I go to the bathroom and I pee, I flush the toilet. So water and electricity costs money. What else costs money? Eating. Well, why do we eat? To get energy. Well, then why do we need energy? To work. Well, why do we work? To make money. And so, well, then why do we make money? Because we want to leave behind a legacy, Like I want to leave behind a legacy. And so, eating costs money and, exercise, right? I got to take care of my body so I can live till I'm old age. I got to lift weights. I got to live heavy. I got to eat a lot. So I think as a man, plus my business, right? That's an expense. So it's like 4 things You know, 4 things eat up my expenses that are non-negotiable for me. Like going to the gym, that costs money every month, right? Going to the grocery store, buying meat, buying vegetables, buying milk, whatever. Air conditioning at night. It's like, yeah, these are the basic, necessities of survival. And yeah, these cost money. But am I buying my happiness? Do these things make me happy? I mean, some of these things are hard to do. Like lifting weights is hard to do, man. It's not easy. 2-second eccentrics, man. Are you kidding? Not easy to do. My own job, like making content, like is that easy? No, that's not easy. That's hard. It's hard. So it's like a never-ending hardness. It's a never-ending difficulty. Difficulty setting at the highest level. Very hard. Very hard to pull off. And whew, every day it's like hamster wheel. But eventually I want this hamster wheel to be built on a firm foundation that can be higher and higher by the day. That's kind of my goal. So I do want to build a legacy. And kids cost money, right? And it's like it's all about balancing. Like, yeah, I can't spend all my time with my children because I have to make money. But if I did have enough money and all the money in the world, yeah, I would spend all my time with my kids, even if they are hyper and I have to chase them around. Like, dude, I love it. It's just like, dude, another part of me is like, dude, I have to get to work. It's like, I feel like I'm always behind in my life. And I feel like I'm always playing catch up with myself, catch up with my physical health, catch up with my mental health, catch up with my business, with my job, catch up with my family. And I think it's, this is a beautiful struggle, um, as that song goes. This is a beautiful struggle, man. It's like it's the bare minimum I need to survive, and I embrace it. I accept it, and it's beautiful, and I'm content in that sense. That I do need these. I'm content in the sense that I do need a minimum amount of things to function, and this is how much it's going to cost. This is the least amount of money it's going to cost for me anywhere at any time, and I'm happy about that, and I accept it, and I embrace it, and there's nothing I can do about that, and I have to live with that. So from that, how can I build up this tower that I'm building right now? So it's like something I'm figuring out every day. Gaming helps. Playing some games. I just played a lot of games, and talking, airing it out. And now I'm just gonna, hey guys, I'm gonna go make content now. So hope you guys had fun today. We did a little gaming. We did a little talking about random stuff, and we did a little kind of like 1-to-1. All right, bye guys.